check. The stream probably heard me say, gonna double check. And there we go. So, whoa. Uh-oh. Sorry, a bit of a technical issue for those coming in. How do I close this? I hit done. Why is it expanded? What do I do? Oh, I hate when it does that. But anyway, I think we could just like do it from here. Is there a way to? Because I hit done. What if I hit escape? No, escape doesn't do anything. How did this happen? Like, this window literally just, expanded.
Can you just OBS?
I can't quit the program because then it'll shut the stream off. The other thing we can do is, like, literally just, like, like, sit here and, like, look at chat this way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
maybe we'll just do that. Okay, so, as I put my iPad away. Alright, so, hey everybody, Blood Moon Bobby here, back again with Penny. How are you?
I'm okay, how are you?
Good. So, yeah, so I figured today would be a good day to play, Animal Crossing New Horizons. We haven't played it on, Twitch before, but I remember when we used to do streams on YouTube, we had a really good time. So we figured show you guys. If you've been following us on YouTube, maybe you'll get the chance to see if we've made any changes to the island ever since YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm having a bit of technical issues. Wish I could mute the microphone for a second. Yeah, we're having a bit of a problem with OBS where it, for whatever reason, it made the window where we see like everything super big. Yeah.
Yep.
What if I yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah. So unfortunately I had to okay, so yeah, we could finally start playing. So yeah. Oh yeah, I can't believe. How dare. Yeah. I don't know, did we ever talk about like our like history with Animal Crossing?
I don't know, I feel like we might have, but
On YouTube, but not so much on Twitch because it's
okay.
our first time. So yeah, we've been playing Animal Crossing like basically ever since the franchise was released in the States. Yeah, it was actually the second game we ever owned. Our first three games for the Nintendo GameCube were original Pikmin, Animal Crossing, and Rugrats Royal Ransom, where if we can find some way to stream that, I'd really like to play that, because I remember we had a really good time with Rugrats Royal Ransom
Yeah,
on the
I remember that was
GameCube.
fun.
Yeah.
I also remember when the moon buggy actually glitched.
Yeah, that was like the one crazy glitch in that game. But yeah, as far as Animal Crossing goes, been playing it for, I'm going to make us sound really old, like 20-ish years, I think. Yeah.
It's been that long?
Yeah, because I think Animal Crossing GameCube came out in 2002 in the States.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's just start. And we've basically played every mainline game. I haven't played many of the spin-offs like Happy Home Designer, but I know that we played the OG Animal Crossing. Can you even call it the OG Animal Crossing? Because OG Animal Crossing is technically Animal Forest for, I think, the Nintendo 64 DD in Japan. Yeah, so we played the GameCube Animal Crossing, Wild World for the original DS, City Folk for the Wii, New Leaf, which is my personal favorite on the 3DS, and now this New Horizons for the Switch. And as you can see, Isabel is once again drinking on the job. Because people are used to make jokes that looks like whiskey in the cup. But I've heard people from Japan say that's tea, that's barley tea, it's not like alcohol. And KK is performing in the plaza, but he won't start until 8 p.m. Mm-hmm.
Lovely news.
Yeah. And hopefully not get too drunk.
Like, it might be barley.
Yeah. Okay, so I should invite you into the game.
Yes.
So yeah, if you have any Animal Crossing memories of your own, let us know in the Twitch chat. We'd like to know. Have you been playing the franchise since the beginning? You need 2 controllers.
Yep, I'm connecting. Yeah.
What would you say is your favorite Animal Crossing game?
You know, for a long time it was City Folk because you could go to a different area basically,
Mm-hmm.
and I liked like the little train ride there.
Yeah, and then in New Leaf, they just kind of added it to the main town. You don't have to go on a train.
Yeah.
There's something about that kind of that sort of like, I don't know what the term is. My friend Ross would know, where it's like it doesn't seem like it would make a big difference to the gameplay, but there's something about like taking a train ride or like going for coffee, like what we're about to do now, or after we talk to Can you talk to characters when you're the second player?
No. Apparently not.
Hey, what's buzzing? All you can do is just kind of run around. Putting on another show today before I hit the road again. Not taking a request right now. I just want to do my thing. Let the music take me where it wants to be. Instead, you're taking song requests around 6 p.m. Come catch me, then you dig. Void. Yeah. Oh, by the way, look what I made as the flag of the island. It's the best flag ever made.
Yeah.
If you follow Star versus the Forces of Evil. Can you talk to residents? No. So again, you can basically just follow me around.
Man, this is like I don't exist.
Yeah. So I'm the island representative in New Horizons because Penny used to be the mayor of our town in New Leaf.
Yeah.
When was the last time you played New Leaf?
Well, it's been a long time.
You know that even the what? You're trying to kill me with an axe?
Yeah.
You know what my friend Gabby likes to do a lot when we play Animal Crossing?
The net?
Where is it? Yeah, where you just kind of bam,
I don't have it.
just beat the crap up out of everybody with the net.
Come here. Yeah. Yeah. What?
Yeah. Gotta talk to the residents. My friend Ross says like he talks to the residents when he can, just because they don't get mad like what Vesta is doing now. You know, like, so I'm Bobby. I'm just gonna come out and ask, have you been avoiding me? Just in case I did something to bug you. I'm really, really sorry. I guess you're talking to me now, so maybe I should cut this out before I really do. Oh my god, you're not annoying me!
Look what you've done, Bobby.
Yeah, we haven't been playing too much Animal Crossing lately, or at least I haven't been socializing with the townspeople as much.
I've been gone for months, and this is what you've done with the town, Bobby.
Yeah. Well, glad I finally got you. Just wanted you to know I'm doing pretty good. Take care now. Oh, by the way, go pick up the cupcake I left you.
Really moldy now.
Not that things in Animal Crossing ever get moldy.
Give me cupcake. Yeah.
Which, by the way, I recently found out there is a song in Animal Crossing called Stale Cupcakes that KK
Oh, yeah.
sings, and people say it's like the saddest song in Animal Crossing.
Well, it sounds sad, that's why. But it's kind of like a lullaby, sort of.
I heard somebody interpreted the song like they think the reason it's called Stale Cupcakes is because KK had a birthday where nobody showed up.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the weird. You can't even go inside any of the businesses. You have to wait until I say.
Wait, can I get?
Go ahead.
They're mine.
Can you plant them into the ground? Oh, too late.
Too late.
Yeah.
Too late. Can you even open up my
No, you can't. Like you're pushing X, right?
Yeah. X just changes my item that I'm holding.
Yeah.
I'm going shiny.
You want to go to Nook's Cranny first? Which, by the way, I really miss how in the other Animal Crossing games you could expand Tom Nook's store.
Oh, yeah.
Like how in the GameCube one, it could go from being Nook's Cranny to Nook and Go to Nookway to Nookingtons, I think it was called, like a 2-story store.
Yeah. I wonder why they changed it.
Yeah. So I don't know. There isn't really. What's that? Seems like you're interested in a throwback container.
Oh, it's like one of those
Hmm. Meh. Can you even buy stuff when you're the second player?
Can I? No.
No.
I'm barred from everything.
Oops, that's the mute button. Just turning up the volume so that we could hear it. Fan, but we already have one of those. Unless you don't have a fan in your house for some reason.
I have one.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You can't go until I say so because I am the island representative.
Who made you king?
I didn't say that this was a monarchy. Which, by the way, for people, because sometimes people ask me this on like TikTok, like, what's the weather like in your town?
Yeah.
It is 88 degrees with a high of 91. Just reliving the days when I used to be the middle school weatherman.
Yeah. What do you want to do now?
Museum, don't you want to get coffee?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, by the way, we did actually find every single fossil in the game, but we still have yet to get every painting, fish, and bug.
Painting takes a long time because red doesn't come all the time, so.
Mm-hmm.
But you completed the fossil collection, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, thank you. So, which will show you. Did you also add to the fossil collection?
Some of them.
Yeah, so the after the new update, if you're playing multiple characters and you want to get coffee together, you literally just go sit down. You don't go up to the front like you usually do. All right, 400 bells. Who should pay this time?
You pick. I have no control here, so.
What's the difference between I'll cover it and put it on my tab?
Hater or something like that?
No, I'm not putting my character in debt. I'll just say I'll cover it.
Put it on your tab. Let's see what happens.
All right, put it on my tab.
Oh, why do you
What?
put the option in?
Why? It's like, oh, all right. Just I'll just cover it. What? Like is that like your way of getting out of paying for now?
I see. Yeah, that's how. If you don't want to do it, then that's how you do it.
Oh, okay.
You wouldn't know it though.
I'll cover it. You'll be paying for everyone.
Nice.
I'll have those out in a moment.
Oh, I see you have over 40,000 bells in your pocket.
My pocket, not in total.
I know, but it's still a lot in your pocket.
Thanks for waiting. Your drinks are ready. Here you go. But no pigeon milk. Which, in real life, I don't mind drinking coffee without, like, milk and sugar. Or it's just, that's only if there's no milk or sugar to be found. Delicious. Now, this is living your best island life. Who's talking, by the way? My character or yours?
Probably yours.
Now, this is living your best island life. Nothing beats sharing a cup of Starco with friends. Friends, but not siblings.
Wow. It's gonna be like this, is it?
Thank you very much. Yeah, so isn't that kind of interesting in that, even though you're not actually, like, getting coffee physically, there's something about, like, taking characters to get coffee or going on a bus ride. You still kind of get that sort of relaxed feeling,
Yeah.
I think that's probably my favorite aspect of the Animal Crossing games.
Yeah.
50... So cool, Nook Miles. But I imagine you have even... Is this what happens when you go to Starbucks?
Yeah. I want my food now. My coffee now. And I think he's just chilling. I'm just freaking out.
Yeah.
Gimme.
Well, I'm gonna go.
what do we do now?
Well, I'll show the fossil collection.
Oh, because you want to show off your collection.
Well, it's technically our collection because we're on the same island.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta talk to Rocket because I don't want her to feel like she's being abandoned.
I'm going ahead.
Well, look who it is. Hey, Bobby, haven't talked to you in a bit. I mean, I've seen you around, but I guess we're both too busy to chat, cool cat.
Hi, Rocket. I can't go.
Yup, you just have to wait for me.
I'm here. Ooh, so do you remember what was like the last thing that you got?
Honestly, no. I just remember getting that message saying, you know, hey, you got every fossil.
Yeah.
I think there's also more up here. Just to kind of flaunt, like, you know, look at all the fossils that we got.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, now that, like, we've gotten every single fossil, well, every time I do dig up fossils, I could just... Well, you have to get them examined by blathers first, and then I could sell them and get, like, a ton of bells that way.
Yeah. I mean, you could still sell them regardless, but you probably won't get as much as you would if you identify it first.
Hmm. Do you know if there's a way to get, like, all the residents up here? Because I thought I heard, like, there was, like, a theory that, you know, hey, you put yourself there and all the other animal characters could, like, line up in that way.
I don't know if you can do that.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't know.
Let me just check his Twitch glitching up just in case, because like I don't want to miss out if there's anybody in the chat. But if there's nobody for now, then I'll just wait. Because like I've been in situations before where you know, like on YouTube, it'll be like, how come I can't see the chat? And then when the stream is over, there was a chat. It was just that, you know.
Couldn't see it.
Yeah. Next up. Is this the way out, or is this
It's the way out.
Oh, okay.
Wait, a very impressive collection.
Yeah.
If I do say so myself. Yeah, what?
Now I'm gonna go tell Blathers, hey, identify these fossils so I could sell them and get a ton of money.
As always, a businessman.
But you're wealthier than me in this game. That's actually why. For those wondering why was I making those posts saying my Animal Crossing character is mad, it's because Benny has more money in this.
2.5 million, 2.5 million, 2.5 million.
Yeah, she's always teasing me and saying 2.5 million.
2.5 million.
I have 1 million bells, by the way.
Yeah, but I have 2.5 million. Don't you love Silver?
Yeah, isn't it lovely?
Isn't it great? Hey, Blathers, how do you like having a person running around you? Can I help you with anything else? My sister.
Alright, well, since we're here, I figured we may as well show, like, all the other collections we got.
Sure.
Yeah, the art collection is the one that, like, we have, like, the least amount of paintings and sculptures.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just have to go and see Red when he shows up.
Yep.
And hope that you don't accidentally buy a fake.
Yeah.
I don't know, do people, like, when they go buying art from Red, do they, like, pull up, like, those articles telling people that's a fake, that's the real one, or do
Oh,
they
yeah,
just take
sure.
a guess?
I think some people will try to take a guess. But I'm sure other people will just look it up because Red doesn't come that often.
Mm-hmm.
You can't buy. I don't think you can buy more than one, right?
No, you can't.
Yeah. Is he here today?
You want to check?
Well, you'll have to check.
Okay. Well, after we go through all the insects and the fish.
Mm-hmm.
Look at all the insects.
Yeah, mosquito flying around in here.
I think the mosquitoes would like used to bite my character
Oh, yeah,
in
stand right around.
yeah, the GameCube version. Yeah, I remember one of the biggest controversies about this game when it first came out was you can't have separate islands. You all have to live on the same one.
Yup.
Yeah, how do you feel about that?
I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think about like how they would do that. I'm pretty sure it's possible to do it.
Yeah, because in practice, I honestly don't mind like this whole thing where it's like everybody lives on the same island.
Yeah.
If anything, it feels like in practice. Actually, now the butterfly room is actually
So
pretty.
cute.
There's so many in there, would be kind of inconvenient because you would have to wait for the second player to like come by. Because I've done, times where friends will come over. I mean, I do like when friends come over, obviously, but you have to go through a whole like process to like get everybody on the same island.
Yeah, I think it's just people didn't like me having to do it and having to be on the same island or having to share islands because there's less customization that way.
Yeah, like especially because I've seen people go really like creative and designing their islands, trying to make it look like a legit city. So imagine if like you've got some siblings who have their own ideas of what the island should look like,
Yeah, like
and
what? Yeah, like what if I wanted to make it look like in Paris and you wanted to make it look like Venice?
yeah, it's like you would just have to kind of mash up
With
the
the island.
ideas. Yeah.
Oh yeah, well mashup might be interesting.
Hmm.
It's like you'd have to draw a line on the island. Do not cross this line.
Yeah, we kind of joked in New Leaf where I was like, "This is the north part of the island, the south part, and I live in the south."
Good for you. I will go wherever I want.
Yeah, oh my god, could you imagine if that was like a thing in Animal Crossing Civil War, where it goes from being simulation game to like being a first-person shooter?
Animal Crossing and then Civilization 6
Yeah.
combined.
Oh, the fishies.
Could you imagine if your character could accidentally fall into the exhibits? It's like, whoops!
So frustrated.
It's so weird to see my character like having to pass through an invisible wall.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so again, we've caught a lot of fish. Still haven't caught every single one yet.
Did you say cotton? Still haven't caught every single one?
There, slip of the tongue.
Yellies.
Maybe we should go over and see the other.
Yeah.
Is that what is that? A crab?
Yeah, it's a crab swimming. Our characters really look like we're on a field trip.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
What? Yeah, I think we could pull up like every single like fish and insect that we caught, so you could see there's still some that we haven't.
Yep. Oh, especially bugs.
Yeah. So yeah, now that oh wow, actually caught a lot of the sea creatures. Ooh.
Wow.
Maybe we could somehow fill up the collection soon.
I'm going up here.
Yep.
Hey, hello.
Yee.
Hey. Where are we going? Where are we going?
I think we could go out now. I'm gonna sell the fossils to Timmy and Tommy.
Okay. Have you ever done like the stamp days in the museum?
No, I haven't. Is it like every day, or is it like it's only on certain days?
It's only on certain days. I don't know if there's like a set schedule or if it's for holidays or something. But I mean, basically, you just find the stamp cards throughout the museum. So it's kind of like a scavenger hunt, sort of. But I think the prizes are the same. So if you do it once, you've done it. Yeah.
Okay. And sell stuff.
Cotton candy. Crystal ball. I'm telling you, is my brother an idiot?
What exactly are you offering? Maybe I'll also sell these two creatures too.
You have a lot of items in your pocket.
6,600.
Yo, with all the times that I poke fun at you, I wonder what your audience thinks of me in general.
Well, I do remember you had that when we played Pokemon Snap. You had that like conversation.
Yeah.
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 Because I do think they like you. Yeah. They do really like your artwork, because, like, you know, there's people on TikTok that ask me, you know, who drew your profile pic.
Yeah. And I know some people were asking if I was ever gonna do profile pictures or sell my stuff. Yes, I've been thinking about it.
I mean, I would really like to sell some of my camera equipment, like, someday.
Yeah.
Maybe on eBay. Just to show... I mean, not to brag, but is it possible for you to check how many bells you have? Because this is the thing that Penny always teases me. Like, how much do I have this time? Yeah, just over 1.1.
Just kidding, that's a lot.
And pay off some of my loan for my house. And then I'm also going to deposit some money, too.
Can you imagine if you had to pay taxes in Animal Crossing?
Tom Nook already asked for way too much.
Okay, let's see. No.
Nope.
No.
Do you think maybe later in the stream you want to play just as yourself, like just to see, you know, people to see things? Yeah. See more stuff. What happens? You sit there.
Hello, service.
Nope. All the weird things that you can't do.
I can't even check the dumpster. I can't do anything. I'm severely limited. I can't. Well, this is completely a different subject, but I can't wait to play the Dreams of the Kirby stream.
Yeah, which since that game is coming out next week, I'll probably stream it next week on Twitch. Yeah. Yep, you're going back to law school. How do you feel?
Oh, I'm so scared. I already have to do a bunch of reading.
Yeah.
I mean, reading itself is not too big a deal. It's just it's really the concepts that you have to remember.
Yeah. But I think you've been doing a pretty good job so far, because you're picking up on this, like all those law terminologies, much faster than me.
Yeah. Or I feel like I think I know him.
Oh, and by the way, yeah, I was in the process of like trying to build like a mini Olympic park with the basketball hoop, and there's also like a playground down here. I really got to get rid of those flowers.
There's so many flowers.
Mm-hmm.
You can do landscaping as well. You know, change little water.
Yeah.
What? I like that there's just random medicine cabinet here.
Injured athletes, and then I was in the middle of building a track, but
Is this a track in the middle of the injured athletes area?
I guess.
Also, is this a camera so you can watch them?
Well, broadcast around the world. If anybody gets these references down here, let us know.
Nice. I like the donut grid here.
Donut grid.
Donut.
Is that what people think the Tokyo Olympic logo looks like?
Oh, I don't know.
Hmm.
So you made all of these?
Yep.
Wow.
There are even more people that we should meet. Maybe I should also bring out...
I can't even catch the fish.
You're not allowed to do that. This whole stream should be renamed. My sister is really, really angry.
What
What?
character does that go?
So, can you fish, or is it just you could only like kind of play with the fishing rod?
Oh, yeah,
Oh, you
yeah.
can. Okay,
Oh,
there
so
you go.
I couldn't do it as I did.
Hmm.
Well, I can't do it if you're gonna do that.
Oh, I can't. I was gonna do the delight like emotion.
You can do it after.
Okay.
Shoot! I missed.
Gonna catch that butterfly.
My butterfly. My butterfly.
No,
No.
got it.
Wing.
What? You're gonna attack because I stole your butterfly?
Yeah. Well, technically, it wasn't. It wasn't either of our butterflies until you caught it.
Yeah.
Now it's your problem.
Ooh, what's here?
They got rid of the pitfall seeds.
Yeah. It's weird. Why did they get rid of them?
I think probably they figured it was just kind of an annoyance to players.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just yeah.
I think I still remember what happened the first time I came across a pitfall seed in the GameCube game, and I was like, why'd my character stuck? And I found you just have to jiggle the left stick to
Yeah.
get them out.
Yup. Oh, did you notice you can climb these mountains by this?
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
You set up this like garden here, right?
Yeah, I did, because I had all this stuff and I need to put it somewhere. Oh, also, I
Mhm.
like this. I like this thing over here. I can put my stuff away. Can you put?
I think you push down on the D-pad to put stuff away.
The D-pad doesn't do anything.
Oh, it doesn't?
Yeah. Okay. There.
Here you go.
Yeah. Whoa. I'll do that.
Yep. Ooh, what's
Oh,
here?
that was one of the movies that I saw at that Target I went to with Dad.
Oh, yeah? Oh, you got to see it there?
Oh no, it was in the DVD box.
Oh, okay.
Did you ever see it?
Yeah. To this day, you're talking about the Isao Takahata movie,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I've only seen one Isao Takahata movie to this day, which is Where Were the Fireflies. Very emotional. I would say that just watching that movie helped improve relations between me and Penny.
Did it now?
I don't know. We're we're fighting each other in Animal Crossing.
We do get along a lot better these days, though.
Yeah, because we used to be like really competitive when we were kids. Because you used to get much better grades. You're better at me in karate. It felt like you were better at me than
I
everything.
get salty about that.
Yeah.
But you're better than me at a lot of stuff too. So
Mm.
it's just that I pee my pants instead of yelling at you.
What? Oh yeah, I had this like garden out here with the wheat, tomatoes. Yeah, you could take what you want. You don't have a kitchen in your house, right?
I think I do.
Oh, you
I
do?
think I do. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I should show people the restaurant, because the reason I haven't picked these vegetables yet is because I don't know where to put the meals that I cooked.
In my house, I just put them on tables.
Because, like, at my house, I have, like, a bit of a restaurant.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that?
I think I saw part of it once, but I don't know. You probably added stuff to it like, since last time I thought.
Okay.
So the other movie that I like was Tokyo Godfathers.
Oh, I see.
You haven't seen that one either, right?
No. I've heard of it, but I don't know what it's about.
Yep. Oh, you can see it one day. Like, if I remember that movie correctly, a lot of what happens in that movie is, like, miracles happening by chance. So I think audiences would probably think, oh, look at this.
Yep. Yeah, you can see I've had a few dishes cooked.
I like that there's this little payment thing. I didn't know that.
Yeah, the point of sale or POS system.
Yeah.
And yeah, deep
Oh,
fryer,
fryer.
stove, rice cooker.
Nice. Can't wait till we can expand this room.
Mm-hmm.
Just decoration.
Yeah, just decoration.
That's nice.
Oh yeah, I had this spice rack put up. Can you see it?
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, with the pans and the spatula there.
Yeah, everything looks nice here.
Yeah.
It's nice and casual.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's funny. After I started watching a lot of cooking YouTubers, like, you know, Nico's Kitchen, Greg's Kitchen, Todd's Kitchen, that's when I got interested in doing, like, some cooking. I still see it in our house. You and our mom are, like, the head chefs, and I'm, like, the sous chef that knows how to cook soup and pasta.
Well, you know flavorings better than I do, honestly.
And it's weird. It really just comes from gut feeling. And I'm surprised because I thought my dad wasn't going to like a lot of my cooking, but he does, surprisingly. Yeah, it's like he asked me, you know, how'd you get good, like you know, at like figuring out seasoning. And I'm like, it's literally gut feeling. And also, as, you know, Julia Child from PBS would say, because she had this saying where it's like, taste it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, because... Yeah, those chefs, they don't kid when they say you really should taste your food. I feel like that's a bad habit that a lot of people fall into, where they forget to taste. I mean, I forget myself sometimes. Yeah. I don't know. It's not even like an assumptive thing of, oh, my cooking is good, I don't have to taste it. It's just... We forget. Like, especially if it's like a very... Like, if it's a recipe with a lot of steps, it's easy to forget, oh, yeah, you should taste it before you serve.
Yeah, sometimes I'll serve new food, and then I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't taste it. Oh, no.
Yeah, because I remember the last time I made French onion soup, it was a very good thing I tasted it, because when I first tried it, it was way too salty, so I added a bit of water. Oh boy, could you imagine if, especially because I know that, like, our dad really dislikes overly salty food, could you imagine if he tried it and I didn't even taste it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, that empty room... I'm still waiting for more, like, car-related stuff to get sold at Nook's Cranny, because...
so it's like your showcase room?
Yeah, but what I ended up doing is, instead of putting them here, I'll show you later where I put my car-related stuff, because you know me, I've kind of went back into being a car nerd. Again, showing my precious... Sorry, I hit the microphone. Honda Civic Type R. I mean, it would be really nice if someday if I could drive one of these, but the problem is the Type R is only available as stick shift, and they're really expensive. Like, you know, I imagine the new one is probably going to cost like $35,000 to $37,000, but the dealerships will probably price them at like $50,000, $60,000 just because it's that desirable a sports car.
You have some nice wallpapers and floors here.
Yeah, some of which were recommended by friends. Like the one I previously showed you was recommended by a friend. I think this is one my friend Ross sent me, the server room. Yeah.
What about the floor? Did he send you that too?
I think so, or at least because like he's the one who recommended a lot of these really cool, trippy wallpapers. Yeah.
Yeah, they're really nice.
Thank you. I really miss that retro TV from the previous games. You know, the one that goes that does the weird song.
I think you can still. I don't know. I feel like you can still find it. Maybe.
I think in New Leaf there's like a weird Easter egg where if you turn it on at like 3 in the morning or like a really late hour.
Oh yeah, that's right. It does show up.
Yeah, but I don't know about this game. Before we.
He's talking to my brother. She is
I was worried that I might have offended you or something. Anyway, nice to see you again. Yeah. But I'll show you where I put a lot of my car related stuff. Like here's our gas station. You know, I think deep down I really do like cars. It's just I don't like driving into places like gas stations, especially if it's like really busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then if you could, if you know why I put a loom on a car track, then you could put in the comments, I'm a car nerd too.
Yeah.
Wait, do you know why there's a loom near my yet to be finished racetrack? It actually has to do with Toyota because Toyota started out making looms before they got into making cars.
Yeah.
Black bass. So yeah, you are able to catch fish.
Oh, I didn't know that by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just kind of amazing to me, like when you learn the history of these companies where they started. It's sort of like how I think Honda started out making motorcycles before they got into cars. Yeah, you learn that they didn't just start with making cars and instantly became successful. It's like no, that's not how it works.
Yeah, or like Nintendo starting out with the Hanafuda cars.
Do you know what Mazda started out with?
What?
They actually started making cork. Like
Really?
corks for I think alcohol bottles.
Oh wow.
Yeah. That's actually why in their most recent electric car, there's like I think there's like a part of the center console that's supposed to be reminiscent of like materials used to make cork as like a nod to their 100-year history. I know way too much about cars, as you know,
No,
of
it's
them
nice
all.
to know that stuff.
Yeah. So,
Honestly, it's really cool too because sometimes when a business changes what it does, it's not an easy transition.
yeah. And you get to hear how, despite the difficulties, they ended up being successful. You want to, like, show people your house because yours has, like, really cool designs. Yeah. Is this wrong? It's like I'm entering your house.
Trespassing. You're burgling my house.
You just have way too much good stuff.
So this is just the main cockroaches.
Yeah, I gotta get rid of them. Because, admittedly, like, I'm not much of an interior designer, so that's why I like at my place. Because I look at, like, other people's, like, houses, like, when I play with my friends, and they're, like, it's clear to me they think a lot about, what they want to have and how they want to design. I'm just kind of like, put this here, and that's it.
Yeah. For me, I just work with what I have.
Mm-hmm.
There's a dog eating pasta or something.
Mm-hmm.
So most of my rooms, I just try to make them look cozy, casual, not too cutesy for my taste.
Like seeing this dog here, this is kind of a random memory. Do you remember that episode of the PBS show Arthur where Grandma Thora gets this really scary dog named Killer?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
I remember the first meal she fed her was beef stroganoff, and I was like, "Oh, what's that?" Like, cause like I've never seen beef stroganoff. I was like, "What's this dish with like the pasta and the beef?" And yeah, we've made beef stroganoff since then. It's one of our family's favorite dishes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It always seems like, since we're talking a lot about cooking in the stream, it seems like cooking is just, it's one of those hobbies that it seems like no matter who you are, if you want to strike up a conversation and don't know where to begin, talk about food. Yeah, because like, I have friends from like all like kind of walks of life who are into like, whether it's fashion, filmmaking, or anime, like everybody talks about like good food. Yeah.
This room is completely random. It's gotten like some Asian items, but it's also got like those moss lights. Just because I don't know where else to put them.
Yeah, like this Go board here.
Yeah.
It seems like every time we play chess, we get stalemates. What happens if we learned how to play Go?
Stalemate.
I don't know. Is there like an equivalent to a stalemate in Go?
I think there is, but I don't know too much about Go. I know very basic.
Yeah. I mean, the only reason we know about Go is because of that manga. I think it was called Hikaru no Go. Yeah.
Hikaru no Go.
Yeah, but never learned to play Go.
We played a very extremely basic version of Go in Japanese class.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, come to think of it, I don't even think I know a person that knows how to play Go,
Yeah.
if I'm being really honest.
Yeah. We do have a Go board at home though.
But is it just there as like decoration?
Oh no, you can actually play on it.
Oh.
This room is not finished yet. It's got a lot of empty space. But it's gonna be a blue room apparently because I got a lot of blue stuff in here.
Yeah. I mean, if there's one thing you should know about us, like my favorite color is red, but yours is blue.
Yeah. If I ever started my own channel, everything is blue.
Okay, but yeah, it's nice that we get to see your house. Who this? Kalimba guy. Hello, how are you?
Hello. Yeah, have you ever done the dream islands? Like seeing other people's islands through the dreams?
You'll have to show me that. I mean, I think we could do that. It's just that I never tried it because, like, what's this weird thing? But, yeah, Kalimba, have you played Animal Crossing? Yeah, because it's literally you just, like, go to bed, right? And yes, I still have that picture of Jack from Halloween.
You might.
Should I get some sleep? Yep. Because have you done the... we can't do it right now. Oh, okay. Because you've done it before, right?
Yeah, I've done it before. I thought you had to use like a bed, certain bed. But like maybe you can do it with other beds. It's been a while.
Yeah, maybe someday we'll do the dream thing. I have my island is definitely not as good as yours though.
Oh come on! Everybody's island is good in their own way.
Yeah, if I knew how to do what I'm about to say, I would like to have one of those islands that looks like a city. I've seen on Instagram somebody turn their island and try to make it look like, like a Japanese neighborhood. It's like, oh my god, how did you do that? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people do some really amazing stuff with their islands.
And scare the bugs. Naomi, oh Bobby, it's been a while since you and I had a chance to talk about this. 4 months ago.
Will the characters ever say like a year ago?
Would you like to test that out? Yeah. I don't usually go to Able Sisters that much, especially now that you can design a lot of things on your own in New Horizons.
Yeah.
Why is there a gas mask? Like, what is this, Wolfenstein?
It's just reflecting the situation we are in.
Yeah, the pandemic.
Current events. Yeah, if you keep talking to Sable.
Yeah, Sable.
If you keep talking to Sable, like maybe once a day.
Yeah, she'll talk to you more. Cause yeah, I remember when I first started, she barely said a word to my character.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to do that, or once again, no?
No.
Sheesh.
Let's see.
There isn't really something that I want myself.
Window shopping.
Unless there's like something that you wanna like check out.
Well, I can get it myself later.
Yeah. So here's a little gas mask. Because when I think gas mask, it's not Wolfenstein. It's actually Resident Evil. Because I think, isn't there like a character named Hunk or something like that? There's like a character who was like always wearing a mask in Resident Evil.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Which, yeah, I always say to people, you don't want to see me play Zelda. You don't want to see me play Resident Evil either. Yeah. Like, you'll need blood pressure medication after watching me, like, struggle in Resident Evil. But, you'd probably want to see Penny play Zelda. Because you've beaten
your
Breath of the
Resident Evil
Wild.
Dawn.
I don't know about Resident Evil, though. I mean, have you ever played Resident Evil?
I tried playing Resident Evil. I don't remember which one. It's the one where a monster pops out of the bathroom stall.
I think that was Revelations.
Yeah, Revelations.
Yeah.
And that actually scared me.
Yeah. I just remember we played RE4 with our cousins, and, like, I kept getting, like, Leon's head chopped off.
Chainsaw dude.
Yeah. But
I do think that, like, the story of Resident Evil is interesting.
Mm-hmm. Was there anything that they're selling you wanted to see?
It's okay.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if there is, I'll just buy it.
Yeah. You know, come to think of it, why is my character wearing a sweater on a day like this?
It's so hot.
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed that on some islands people will leave, like, little goodies for visitors?
Yeah, my friends do that a lot. Like, you know, they'll bring me a lot of items. Probably even some of the stuff like you saw with the wallpapers. Yeah.
Like, I think it's really cute when people leave little goodie bags.
Mm-hmm.
And they have signs that say, take one.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. But I think you can only hold on to it while you're on their island. So, like, when you go back in.
Mm-hmm.
You want that one?
What?
The bales. See, in front of the...
Where?
In front of the music player.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. And yes, I'm playing that Comrade KK song. Which, yeah, not to get into history, but I get the reference that they're going for. It's not necessarily like, you know, Soviet Union. It's more about Japan in World War II, I think. Especially because, like, I've seen, like, I think it's like the album cover, what KK looks like. He looks like a certain emperor. I'm not sure if I can really talk about it on Twitch, but you could Google it up. In fact, like, could I show? Because I don't know if I'm just flexing or not. No, I'm trying to, like, hey, guys, show. Stop. Oh, you're the one who put it?
Me? When did that happen?
And let's see. I'm just trying to show the album art. Yeah. Yeah, let's just say I get the reference.
It was more obvious in the previous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. KK Ragtime, by the way, is one of my favorite KK songs. I still remember it from the GameCube days.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember you like that song a lot.
Mm-hmm. Now, honestly, that's probably my favorite of the KK songs.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. I like Stale Cupcakes. I like the Marine song.
Yeah, I like that one too.
And they also put the steady folk music here too.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you know that.
Yeah.
So, you can't fly to another island on here, right?
Can we? Let's see. Well, first of all, I have to get the ticket.
Oh yeah.
Or maybe both of us, which, you don't have a ticket, right?
I don't think I can access my inventory right now, so I have no idea.
So, I don't know. Well, we'll try anyway.
I'll just say that.
Mm-hmm. I have this kind of weird headcanon where Tom Nook started a car company.
Mm-hmm.
And he's, like, selling cars in the Sinnoh region of Pokemon. Have I ever told you about that? I come up with weird kind of fan story ideas sometimes. Redeem 2,000 miles for Nook Miles ticket. Sure. What if we try going to Cap'n? Because there's now, like, 2 ways to get to islands. You could either fly there or, get on a boat with Cap'n.
Yeah. That's it. We'll do exercise back here.
Yeah. I don't know, and you can't access it, right?
No, it probably means like you can't fly with me.
No, okay.
You can still try, I guess.
Yeah, maybe we'll even try both, like trying to fly and also get on the boat with Cap'n.
Yeah. Oh, you know, in Pocket Camp, there's kind of like a car car shop customization thing.
Oh.
Because in Pocket Camp, your character kind of drives like a little RV,
Mm-hmm.
and you can customize it.
Oh, but if you want to fly anywhere or invite anyone, you come talk to me when you're alone. Why alone?
Alone. Secret.
Yeah. What about Captain?
Cabin. I'm not demolishing the dogs.
Hmm.
Wait, Red isn't here, right?
No, I don't think so, because Isabel didn't say so.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, we have another vegetable garden.
Bottle, you want the bottle?
Do you want it? Okay. Oh, cool, recipe. My dear anonymous reader, I've never been able to forget a flavor I dreamed of as a child, so I wanted to write it down as a recipe. I am compelled to share my recipe, so I've stuffed it in this bottle. Do please consider making it. Faraway wishes, Gwen.
Mushroom salad. That's my kind of recipe.
I'm a Caesar salad kind of guy. No, I feel like I'm in The Shining. You ready to take a tour? Round trip fare will cost you 1,000 bells. I don't know. Should we see? What if they do the thing where? Okay. How can blame others? My boat's on zero passenger. Any more spotties? You know, not that. You know, not that it's funny. Not that I'm trying to make jokes about like drowning or stuff.
Yep.
But what would happen if they actually show it? It's like all three characters sinking to the bottom of the sea.
Oh boy, game over.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Snapper? I've never tried Snapper in real life.
We might have gotten it.
Alrighty, so there's like, well, there's a couple more minutes in the stream, so, did you want to...
Oh, you want to check out the other top... Did we just check the top right area of the island?
No. Oh, yeah, like, you, added a lot of things there. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I created this whole little pathway.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
And this area is also kind of like skating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a good way to use recipes too.
Oh, this is not Asian influence this year, but
Yeah. Is that something to do with Day of the Dead?
yeah.
The samurai swords, the mochi, pestle. You have to show me how to use a pestle and mortar sometime. Because I know that we've got some, like, rosemary, but the pieces are, like, really, like, long and hard to eat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because I like using rosemary in, like, potato dishes. And just because you asked, let's see if Red is here. I don't think so.
There. You can't see it.
Yeah, no, there's no boat.
Because if he was here, you could see the smoke from here.
Mm-hmm. I like how, not to keep mentioning the GameCube game 3 million times, but I remember in the GameCube game, Red would be in, like, a tent that has, like, the words Black Market, but it's, like, crossed out.
Yeah.
Like, but it's still really obvious what, the kind of business Red has. Yeah. Alright, so I think, it's been an hour, so, I think, we've reached the end of our stream as, your character's playing with the horse. So, yeah, thanks, Penny, for coming on. Good luck with, next semester at law school.
Thanks for having me.
Hope to see you again. Next week, if you could make it, we'll play, the new Kirby. It's Kirby's Dream Buffet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm on things off here. So if you're watching this in the future, please let us know your thoughts on Animal Crossing, maybe how you customize your town. Leave all those thoughts in the comments. Until next time, this has been Blood Moon, Bobby, and Penny, and we'll see you all later.
Bye.
Bye.